Maryland sports fans, there's only one sports book in the great state of Maryland with over 50 years experience booking bets and supporting customers. Betfred Sportsbook at Longshots is now open and is the only sportsbook in Frederick offering cash betting on football, basketball, world soccer, and more. Visit the Betfred Sportsbook at I-270 and MD-85 in Frederick, right next to Longshots off-track betting. Go to betfredsports.com for more information and your chance to win exclusive merchandise. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Drops. P1E goes wild till it pops. Cannonball, don't trust the cop. Johnny Spotswood just don't know when to stop. Yeah, and if you don't like it, you better take your ass up to the snooty box, cause this is the loud spot. Okay, see you later.
What's up, everybody? We are live right now on Facebook. Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. I got the Southern Flame, Don McIntyre, joining us tonight, all the way from Alabama.
Good evening, my flames.
And then we have Jeff from Demi The Daredevil. What's up, dude?
What's up? Thanks for having me on. Thank you,
absolutely.
Guys.
And we already got Raquel watching, and she lives in Texas, so she loves all the Texas bands.
Hey, Raquel.
Oh, there you go.
And you're in Texas, in Austin, Texas, right? The freaking great music all the time comes out of Austin, Texas, dude.
That's that, dude. Yeah. So nice to meet you, Raquel, fellow Texan. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so I listened to your music earlier. I checked out your music video. Man, what a very unique sound you have. And it kind of is like a modern spin, almost of like the early kind of emo days of like the 2000s, like the early 2000s. But you have a really own spin on it. So how did the band start, and how did you get to where you're at today? You got like a bunch of listeners, bro, like a lot.
Yeah, that's cool that you made the reference to those 2000 emo bands. That was my, aside from my upbringing at home as a kid. Like in high school, I was just listening to those alternative rock and emo bands that was what I was living in. So it's cool that it's coming out. And so, yeah, I guess I started on, I'm from El Paso, Texas. I started off learning drums, and I was in the marching band. And then I started playing with the founder, Jovan. He made this band, and I was just the drummer and played super fast, hard stuff. Like we were listening to Avenged Sevenfold, and there was a little bit of Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, heavy guitar stuff, but then like listen to movie scores and try to meld those two. And I played drums for a while, and he passed, and I went back to school, and then I started playing with my brother, who's a classical pianist. We made an EP, a lot of band dynamics, and eventually it just made the most sense for me to just make the parts and kind of go solo. So I've just been playing with live guys, and kind of found the right culture that resonates with what I'm saying, and the message and all that. So yeah, I guess that I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. So let's go back to when you talk about marching band, right? Because I find that pretty fascinating. I'm a drummer myself. I started drumming in high school, but I was never in marching band. I just really wasn't that great of a drummer until like after high school, because I was playing music with a band made me a better drummer, because we have band practice all the time. But playing marching band in school, that has to set you up for success as a drummer, because did you learn how to play the drums from school?
Yeah, I luckily had this drum teacher when I was real young, and he kind of gave me some of those rudiments, like the paradiddles and flams and all that stuff. So that kind of got me ready. And then marching band, I guess it did make me like sharpen those technical skills. So I think that helped with like chops. So, and I'm sure it helped in other ways, but I guess overall, in terms of like rock band stuff, it felt like a totally different beast. Like I kind of like maybe moved, 20% of the marching band stuff over to the rock band stuff,
So paradiddle, I mean, that's your basic right, left, right, left, right, left,
Yeah.
right? Is that really because I never actually learned the drums, but I could do the, right, left, left. And I still like show off that I can do that, even though it's like not super fast or nothing. A lot of people can't do that, but that's more of a marching band, I guess, than it's really a drum exercise, right? Like you don't do that song typically, maybe not.
Yep. Yeah. The guy who was running our drum line in high school, he made us do all those paradiddles in like unnecessarily for the song. So I guess if you're a cruel teacher, you make the kids do paradiddles, or when you could just do 16 notes left and right. But,
that's already better than I could do it right there. That's already better than I could do it. So Demi the Daredevil, started, I guess it was a full band when it first started. Was that still the same name, Demi the Daredevil, then?
Yeah.
Okay. What did that name? Was there like a Daredevil? Was there someone named Demi in the band, or what is that? Is there like a famous Daredevil named Demi? I don't know about?
No, there's not. I have no clue why he chose Demi, other than maybe alliteration for the two D's. And I think it was like Root Beer Kamikazes or Demi the Daredevil, and then I put my vote in. I guess they were deciding on it right when I was joining. So yeah, I don't know. So I just stuck with it. So a lot of people say, oh, it's a tongue twister. It's too long.
No, it's not.
I think for a while we changed, like from one bass player we were working with, he was like a real strong-willed person. He said we need to change it to Daredevil Express, and we did that for about 6 months. And I'm really glad that we didn't keep that.
No, I think Demi the Daredevil.
Nice change.
Go ahead, Don.
That's a nice change.
Oh, they said Sebastian. Sebastian, nice
Sebastian. That's the Alabama accent right there.
Yeah, right. That southern flame accent you got going on.
Yeah.
So when you tour then, because you got a ton of listeners. I mean, on all platforms, you got a decent following. So when you tour, I guess, do you pick who you want to tour with you, or is that something that your management does for you?
I usually I pick it, and hopefully I started the last show I played. It was with the guitarist who's not going to be able to come out on the road with us, but I do have a new drummer, and he's solid as hell. And so I picked that, and that's maybe it was always that like do I have a live bandmates? Do I have bandmates? And if so, what constitutes a bandmate? And so just going down that line, and I could never quite find that, I don't know, dedication, or maybe it was like personality differences or whatever, but it just seems to be easier right now just to if this guy can't come on the road, I got to find another drummer. And it's always like on me to scramble a little bit if need be.
What constitutes a bandmate for you? Is it just the fact that they can play, or do they got to have stage presence also?
It's, for me, it was always primarily like, are you willing to roll up your sleeves and do all the stuff that nobody wants to do? And so I feel like that was most of it, where I was always looking for somebody to be like, hey, I know you see that I'm carrying most of the load. How can I, in what way are you going to help me am I going to delegate that? Or how are you going to help me with that? And so if that's not there, then the music part, like I could always deal with people that are just subpar if need be. Like if they're not the greatest, it's not even about that as much for me, even though that other people might be like, what are you thinking? Like you need the best musician. But for me, if you could play decently, I just want you to show up and give your all and do the work with me,
I'm sure chemistry plays a huge part as well.
Chemistry, yeah, for real.
Yeah, because playing decent and getting along with you, I would even assume myself that's probably more important than someone who's a badass musician. I guess you know how to play every instrument then, if you're writing all the music yourself as a solo artist, huh?
Actually, like nowadays, I feel like with MIDI controllers and like just recording from home, and it is probably, I know maybe other musicians from the past would be like scoff at this, but I feel like a lot of what I've done is just like fake it till I figure it out, so like I can play the bass on the MIDI keyboard. I can't play bass live,
Right.
But I did learn how to play the piano, and so I can kind of like I play the piano like a drummer, and I'll bang the hell out of it. But that's as far as it goes. I can sing, play the piano, and got the backing tracks, and then got a drummer.
So then, do you play guitar, or you usually the vocals?
I don't. I've recorded some. Like I can kind of like fake my way in recording those parts.
You can loop it or whatever.
Yeah, like there's just things you can do to make it sound okay, or I can distort like synth sounds to give it the rock vibe. But I do have a guitarist now that can kind of jump on recordings, and he's really good. So
That's awesome. Fake it till you make it, though, right?
yeah, yeah, it really is like that.
Dude, that's what's so cool though about like 2021, right? Minus all the bullshit. If you want to be a solo artist, it's easier now than it has ever been to be a solo artist because you can even go online and buy guitar tracks. You can just buy one and own the rights to it if you wanted to. And people might scoff at that, but so what? Dude, as a solo artist, if you're not a guitar player, you're more of a drummer and you're singing, and you don't want to work with other people. You're doing this on your own. It's your show, and you don't have to answer to anybody else but yourself, which is awesome, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the creative. I didn't see the message, but I think that she said the flams are hot.
Yes.
All right, yo, you like the drummer? I'll introduce you to mine. No, he's got a girlfriend, but yeah, maybe.
So was it hard to pick a drummer out, being a drummer yourself?
Yeah, it is a little bit hard, like just because I want them to like have the what I call finesse, or just like being able to relax into the groove, and like it's not like you're not
Forced.
straining like a robot. Yeah. So if they're not like that, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into your songs. We're gonna play one of your songs here in just a second. It is called "Paranoia on Main Street," version 2. So you got two versions of the song. You have version 1 and version 2, right?
Yep.
So, and version 1 came out a year or two ago, maybe?
It came out last October, a year ago from just last October.
So why did you decide to make a version 2 and I didn't hear version 1. I heard version 2 though, because we're about to play it. But why did you make a version 2 of the same song? It probably sounds different, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's so it was just a very last minute thing where my manager he got me with an entertainment lawyer, and he's good at, like, I jumped on a call with him and he was giving advice like, hey, you need to be putting out like remixes, or just while you're making your new stuff, like you need to be putting out other kind of content. So I thought like, okay, this is October, Halloween's coming up, I'll just do a remix of this. And like I was trying to make it a remix using the stems from the original, and it did not sound good, so I just ended up just scratching everything and just do like a very sparse like sad sounding one. So yeah.
Okay, I have a song with a side project I do called Oscar and the Birdman. We have a song called Muchachos Nachos, and we're actually gonna, and it just goes Muchachos Nachos. That's like almost all the lyrics, and we're gonna actually release the same exact song with the same music. But we're going to change Muchachos Nachos. I don't remember. It's going to be something queso. It's going to be something in queso. So it's going to be the same exact song. We're just going to change the Spanish word to something else.
Dude, you could get a Mexican food restaurant like to have that as their theme song, or
Dude, I pitched Taco Bell. They told me no. No, I didn't. No,
that's not a bad idea.
No, I was actually super stoned when I wrote the song. I was like super stoned. I wrote the song. Long time ago. It was a long time ago.
You know what you're eating. All right.
Don't do drugs, kids. Okay. All right. This song you have Paranoia on Main Street, version 2. Let's check it out right now, and then we're going to talk about it. So here. And hey, by the way, if it, I have like kind of spotty Wi-Fi. That's changing in a couple of weeks. I'm getting some fiber Wi-Fi from AT&T. Just not here yet. Yeah, so if it does a little bit glitchy, in a couple of weeks, that's all we need. It's going to change. I promise you. Okay, here it is.
Still that loner, scared kid, peeking glances, dazed on a shade empty street, and now they're coming near me, and I'm paranoid. I'll get murdered and die forever and ever. My heart pounds. You're just bored and hostile too. If we're eccentric, you're the radar. I'm all alone, always have been. All I have's this hope. I could be so much more than just a number, baby. Get away and get these icky feelings off of me. I'm all alone. Not gonna lie, I'm borderlining psychosis, brutal neurosis, facing laughing, crying voices, and I'm paranoid that you'll see me for what I am. Underneath I feel like a set of invisible eyes, always staring, always watching. I'm all alone, always have been. All I have's this hope. I could be so much more than just a number, baby. Get away, get these icky feelings off of me. I'm all alone. After so many letdowns, I just keep to myself now. They're always watching me. They always watch me. Say I'm all alone, always have been. All I have's this soul. Say I could be so much more than just a number, baby. Get away, get these icky feelings off of me. Say I'm all alone, always have been.
All right.
Okay.
Emotional, dude.
Deep, bro.
Deep.
Nice.
Oh, deep. All right, very good. Yeah.
And dude, fuck all those rides. I hate rides at the fair. Like the spinny ones that like bring you upside down. Like even when I was like a kid, I might have liked it more, but as an adult, dude, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up on the person next to me if I do those rides.
Dude,
Meow.
same. Yeah.
Was that actually shot at a fair, at like a fair, I guess?
It was at a fair in Dallas, Texas. Yeah.
Oh, was that the state fair?
State fair. Yeah.
That's the OU Texas game, or the Texas OU game as they call it in Texas.
Oh, wait. What do you mean? That's the OU?
At the state fair in Texas, it's always the Red River rivalry where Texas plays Oklahoma in college football.
There. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's at the state fairgrounds where the arena is over there. So.
Oh, that's a fun fact. Yeah, I did not
You're a
know
college
that.
football fan.
They're rivals. Yeah.
yeah, they're rivals. Oh, I'm an Oklahoma fan, so they normally win. Anyways.
Oh, really? I went to UT.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, no, my wife graduated from OU, and so with COVID and stuff, I don't watch college football as much as I used to, but I used to be a huge college football fanatic. Okay, let's talk about your label, or is it Waldman Management?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
So is that like a record label? Or is that like a management team, or both?
It's a management team, not a record label, but
okay.
Yeah, it was cool that he, like, I was like on my last limb being like, man, I don't know if I could just continue this alone. And then like a couple days later, then he reaches out. It was weird because I never felt that amount of needing to give up, so he reached out, and he like is managing like dudes from, All American Rejects and Take It Back Sunday. And they're like my idols, like those emo bands in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So that was super cool that he wanted to work together, and he's been great. I call him my hero every day.
That's
Well,
awesome.
you got such a great sound. I mean, I can see why someone would want to pick you up. I mean, it sounds good, very creative. It's so hard to find creativity nowadays. There's so many bands out there, and to find someone so different and so unique. You know, I'm happy that you wanted to do the show with us. I thank you for that, man. That's
Dude,
fantastic.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
It's
So
a privilege.
We're all have you. You've done some nationwide touring, right?
I did one nation, and it was just going up north, like to, I think Chicago is the farthest place, but that was as far as I did, and the rest has been like circular throughout the Southwest, or but there's going to be a tour, I think in mid-February, going up to Cali and loop around through, I don't know where it's going. It's a more of a west tour, and then
yeah, it's that way. No, wait, that's
I do like that. In my head, I always have to do like never eat sour watermelon. It's like, man, when am I gonna not do that?
Actually, you know, west is actually that way for me, and east would be that way. But anyway, it's one of these directions. So that's gonna be pretty exciting to go some places and play that you've never played before.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I got to do it. It's about time to start stepping up in that department, and especially now that COVID's done, nothing's on hiatus.
Have you ever been to a show and you didn't expect people to know your songs?
Yeah, I did. I love that. Like playing a show, and then I see, if there's people singing and they're going crazy, then I'm just like, oh man, that's so cool that's resonating with you like that. Yeah.
And how many people call you Demi? Like, what's up, Demi?
Everyone thinks it's Demi. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I could never have the boldness or whatever to say, like Jeff the Daredevil. Like I would never, like Dave Matthews Band, like I could never do that, but yeah.
Well, I'm excited to check out the part one of that version, the part one version of that song.
Yeah, it's way heavier and it's less auto-tuned. This one I used a little Alter Boy plugin for my voice, and so it sounds all computer. But but the other one's more like in your face a little bit more.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
You know, it'd be funny or would suck actually if your last name was Matthews and you wanted to start the Jeff Matthews Band. You couldn't do it. There's already a Dave Matthews Band. Like if your name is Jeff Matthews, too bad. Like you got to pick a different name, dude.
Oh man.
Or if someone's name is actually Dave Matthews. I mean, Dave Matthews has to be a pretty common name. I mean, how many people named Dave Matthews probably play guitar and sing? I mean, thousands of them.
There's Dave Matthews in Saving Abel. He's a drummer.
We met him, I guess.
There's so many white dudes that I met with like two first names as the first and last name, like Dave Matthew or John Jacobs or something like that.
Yeah, no, the guy I do the music with, the Muchachos Nachos, his name is David Tony.
Oh,
I mean, I mean, there's all kinds of people with two first names. I only got one first name.
Same.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's super exciting. Now let's talk a little bit because it's in the talks, right? Maybe in April, a tour with Animal Sun, which is a band that's actually been to our house before and played a show right here in this podcast room.
Are you from LA?
No, I live in Oklahoma.
Oh, so they were passing through and they
were on tour. Well, Sam's their manager, and Sam is my producer and manages me as well.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, so while they were on tour, I live right near the highway, so they just took right off the highway on the way wherever they were going, stopped by here for like an hour, and did a little show. My wife and I were here, and it was pretty cool, man.
I saw a clip of that. Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so you might do a tour with them in April, maybe.
Yep. Sam reached out to my booking agent and was like, "Hey, can we do this?" And just waiting on them to get back and forth. If it doesn't conflict with the February thing, then I would totally love to. I was partying with Animal Sun when they came through Austin, so they're really cool guys and really good music. And,
that's awesome, dude. Those guys are super cool, and and do you have any harder songs, or are your songs pretty mellow?
No. That what you heard was probably one. Like I probably have one other song that's that mellow, and the rest I would say they all have like a somewhat, hopefully for the most part, have not hopefully, just it's not as intrusive yet. I try to make it to like in your face, energetic, like kind of feel like a rock song, you know.
Right. It's kind of a little more. And I apologize. It's the only one I was able to hear because I had such a busy, crazy Wednesday at work. I get home at this show, I got another show right afterwards, and I was like,
Totally understand. Yeah.
Yeah, the song. But so if and you're a solo artist and used to being a solo artist at this point, if the right members came along and you were like, hey, this is a solid group of guys, would you consider starting a full band, or do you enjoy being solo and would rather not deal with other personalities all the time?
Good question. Like, I feel like I personally, like, my personality is like I'm difficult. I understand that. Like, I want creative control. My BS radar is like I want to, like, I hear parts and I'm like no. So I know, but if somebody, if like you're saying, Don, if the dynamic and the chemistry is right, then I would totally, like that's I've always wanted that, you know. And it's just it's like one of those things where it's like I wish more than anything I could have a band. It just didn't work out that way. So maybe if the right people do come along, then hell yeah.
Yeah, you got to vibe. You have to vibe.
You have to vibe. Yeah,
you have to. John, do you have any last questions for him before we let Jeff get out of here?
I don't actually. You have been wonderful. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I am going to check out the part one of that song.
I am too. Yeah, no, I'm super interested. And Jeff, do you have anything that you want to say to put out there that we didn't cover that maybe you thought you'd talk about?
Let's see. I'm finishing up the rest of this EP. Should be done by December. Hopefully, releasing that at the beginning of February, and it's going to be a choose your own track kind of thing. So, if you want to kind of join the ride with subject matter that's about like hell on earth and like the concept of God and mental disability, then just join in and you'll be right at home. So yeah, that's the beginning of February.
That's one way to put it.
That has to be a very interesting EP to put together and something very interesting that people are going to want to listen to, because I think that touches a subject on what a lot of people are curious about other people's opinions on, whether to agree or disagree. I think it's some of that. How many songs are going to be on that EP?
Okay, so I think that there's going to be 4 new ones, and then I'm tacking on the previous 2 songs that were released onto it. But for sure 4, maybe 5 extra ones. But yeah, it'll be a 6-song EP. Any
new music videos with any of those songs?
There'll be one for sure, and so that's being planned out right now. But if the budget allows, then I would love to make as many as possible.
Yeah. It's all about, dude. They are expensive to make.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's like you could find anybody who's trying to make videos. You could probably find someone on Craigslist and be like, "Hey, I'll promote you, and you do $50 video, but will they put in a lot of effort for that?" You know, it's like, people work harder for money.
You don't go on Craigslist to find your music video people, do you?
Every time I've done that except one time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If it works out, then it works out. Dude.
Yeah, usually does. I mean, for as well. Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal. Well, all right, Demi, the Daredevil, Mr. Jeff, all the way from Austin, going on a West Coast tour in February, and maybe with Animal Sun, you might be going back out that way, huh, in April.
Yep, West Coast. Yeah,
So if you guys want to check him out and go support him, go do that. Do you have a website? I know you have, because I looked at it earlier. But if you want to share your website, go ahead and let everyone know what it is. Thanks, Raquel.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on. It's DemiTheDaredevil.com, and you can find us on Instagram. Find me on Instagram and Spotify and everything. But yeah, DemiTheDaredevil.com. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and do you have a TikTok also?
I got a TikTok. It's very babyish TikTok right now. It's in the infancy, but
mine too.
They're trying to adapt. We'll see if we can kind of crack that. But yeah,
I'm trying to grow my TikTok all the time. All right, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there, man. Thank you again so much, and Don, thank you for coming on and hosting the show with us. We know Ava couldn't make the show tonight. She's actually playing a show and I believe in Austin. She lives in Austin, Texas, so I think she's in Austin, Texas. They probably had their sound check at 8, so she wasn't able to make it. Don stepped in and co-hosted tonight. We got another one right after this. So thanks everyone who listens to the Loud Spot.
Thank you.
Check out Demi the Daredevil. Go buy some merch. Download his music, and if you get on the live show near you guys, go check that out as well. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we always like money. We got a Patreon page, patreon.com/The Loud Spot. Jeff, do you have a Patreon page?
I do. I can't even remember the URL. I think it must be patreon.com/Demi the Daredevil, but I do. Go feel free to join in.
Support.
And also, if shout out to the Devlin Colt and the Freak team. Just got to say that's the fan.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. That's all we got for tonight. Peace out. Rock on.
Rock
Much
on.
love.
And much love.
Thank you very much. Right.
This is the Loud Spot outro by Nothing Short of Tragic.
Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does Nothing Short of Tragic have his back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? A pimp host has a pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.